Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wolstein Center on our campus here at Cleveland State. A special welcome to Senator Brown, whom I have the privilege of introducing here today. Senator, it's an honor to have you here again at Cleveland State University. I'll talk about that in a minute. I couldn't be more proud as an Ohioan to be here to recognize, celebrate, and most importantly, promote our mass vaccination clinic here at Cleveland State University. It's a true testament to the power of what federal, state, local agencies and organizations can do when we work together to serve the public good. As we announced last week during the governor's press conference here at Wolstein, our clinic has now administered over 237,000 vaccination shots, and we've done it with speed, efficiency, great care, friendliness, and warmth. And to all the staff and volunteers here today, and I know I'm speaking on behalf of everyone up on this panel, thank you. Keep up the great work. For all of us at Cleveland State, helping our community in this way is central to our mission as an urban university, and it's part of our DNA. With operation of our mass vaccination clinic extended through early June, we now have a unique opportunity to double down on our quest to get everyone vaccinated so we can turn over this great arena back to our Horizon League champion CSU Vikings men's basketball team. I know you knew that, Senator, right? Senator Brown, if my recollection serves me well, I believe this is the third time we are hosting you. Actually, I was reminded today you've been here an extra time, a fourth time in my brief time here at Cleveland State. First, when you hosted Propel Ohio, the Collegiate Leadership Summit, a leadership program that promotes civic engagement, inspires undergraduate students to engage around issues and grow into civic leaders. Second, when you came and spoke to our veteran students to hear their challenges and find out how you can help them. And then again today, and actually I think I was reminded that you also had a staff retreat on our campus a couple of years ago. This doesn't even count the number of times where you've reached out to discuss the issues of the day on a variety of matters of import to higher education. And we're just one public university among 14 in Ohio, and I know you've had those conversations with my colleagues on a regular basis. So on behalf of all of us here at Cleveland State, our faculty, staff, and students, we thank you for your strong support of public higher education and your continuing fight to improve the health and welfare of our citizens. Senator Brown.
It's an honor to be back at Cleveland State, and thank you, President Sands. And you're not just one among 14. You're the closest to my house, the one that in my hometown of Cleveland. And so thank you. And the service that you provide for so many is so important. General O'Connor, thank you for what you're doing. Sergeant Bargy, who had to tell me exactly how to pronounce his first name. I missed like 12 times. B-A-R-G-A, and it's French, and it's pronounced Bargy, so get that right. And thank you, General O'Connor, for having a good Cleveland name. I don't have any problem pronouncing. Dr. Kim, thank you. Mr. Boyle, especially Mr. Lipscomb for the work that he's done. And I had just a great, too brief, but a great tour where I got to go into the hall where they're doing this. They for a period of 6 weeks, we're doing about 6,000 a day, and the walk-in has been so important. We've seen a surge of people that, for whatever reason, weren't making appointments for a whole lot of reasons in their lives, but are walking in and getting this service and getting vaccinated, and we know how important that is. Colonel Snow explained, kind of walked through that, what was happening, and showed me a real-time video of the 6,000 people as the 101st Airborne would walk around, working with the National Guard. The Ohio National Guard has been terrific over the last 14 months. I can't count the number of conference calls I've done and Zooms I've done where with local food banks and others where the National Guard stepped up, where older volunteers were discouraged from coming because of their vulnerability, and so many young people in the National Guard, young or middle-aged people in the National Guard stepped up in a big way to keep our state going. So thank you. I had a conversation today with Governor DeWine before I came, and he's particularly appreciative of what Cleveland State's doing, what FEMA is doing here. And as President Sands said, this is This whole pandemic has been an example. It's been the great revealer in so many ways about the problems in our society. It's also taught us a lot and reminded us when the military and local communities and state governments and local governments and elected officials come together, we really do big things in this country. And I think when you look at the American Recovery Relief Act and what we've been able to do to put shots in people's arms and money in people's pockets and people back to work and our kids back in school, it's really been a team effort, and so many people that are here today represent that. So thank you. President Biden promised either at his State of the Union either his inauguration or around that time, he promised 100 million vaccines in his first 100 days. We exceeded that, 1 million a day. We exceeded that, averaging about 2 million a day, in some cases getting up to 3 million a day. And we know, again, that's because of the teamwork, showing people that vaccines are safe and effective. It's so important that, when the governor and I were talking, it's so important that we continue to reach out and assure people of the safety of the vaccine, how important it is to fight this vaccine and get our economy back at work. We lift up the stories of Ohioans who have gotten vaccinated so they can share why they chose to get the vaccine and the positive difference it's making in their lives. We know grandparents are meeting grandchildren for the first time. Connie and I, for the first time in a year, were on an airplane 2 weeks ago, and we got to see our grandchildren whom we had not seen in Rhode Island in 14 months. We got to see our grandchildren in Columbus, whom we've sort of seen on the front porch only, and got to go inside and see them, all the things that matter to people's lives. And this just wouldn't have happened without the National Guard and without all of you stepping up the way you are. It's not enough for people to hear from me or Dr. Fauci or Governor DeWine. It's people want to hear from Ohioans and their communities about their experiences. I'll close with this before turning it, I believe, next to Dr. Kim at the Cleveland Clinic. The president last week, he said a nurse told him said this at the State of the Union, a nurse told him that every vaccine she administered was like, she said, giving a dose of hope. And that's where we are as a country. We know that's the case. I'm so appreciative of the work of President Sands here at Cleveland State and Mr. Lipscomb and Dr. King and General O'Connor, and I bring Dr. Kim forward. So thank you so much.
Good morning. Yes, it's an honor for me to meet you, Senator Brown, and I just want to thank everybody who's contributed their time and effort to the Wolstein Center. I can tell you that since the pandemic started, it's been an enormous effort, not only with the local hospitals, regional hospitals, but also community members, and working with the Ohio Department of Health has really been something that I've been so extremely proud of over the last year and a half almost now. I just have to say, as a public official, health official, that really getting the vaccine is so vitally important so that we can combat this virus and get back to our normal new set of life. We've all sacrificed a lot. We have a lot to look forward to, and we just really want to make sure that everybody understands the importance of getting the vaccine. Just to reiterate that it's been really a tremendous effort of not only our community partners here, but local health departments and hospitals within the area. And again, we've always had this impression that the hospital systems are always a competitor of each other. But really, I have to say that we've all come together to make sure that we are combating this pandemic together. The one thing that we are really trying to understand is the vaccine hesitancy as we try to push the effort forward. I think what we need to do is really take some time, listen, understand, take that extra time to message on those patients and caregivers that are having that extra hesitancy on why the importance of the vaccine is not only good for them, but also to protect everybody within the community and in the world. And again, I think we've done a great effort on trying to get at least the majority of our population vaccinated, but there's so much, again, more to do so we can get back to where we need to be. So I want to thank you. It's been I can say an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to work with my FEMA partners, who I can now call friends, the military, which I've never had experience working with, but I'm so very I guess, enlightened about how well they work together and get things executed and done, and really our partners at Cleveland State, and again, working together with our hospital partners as well as our public health partners. It's been amazing, and thank you for letting me have this opportunity.
Mr. Lipscomb with United Black Fund.
Hello, everyone. Senator Brown, to my other distinguished panelists, it's an honor for me to be here representing Cleveland and Northeast Ohio in two capacities. First of all, I thought it was a Zoom call, so I didn't put on my full suit. I'm so used to. But
You look good.
yeah, it's not shorts, it's sweatpants. But in all seriousness, I truly come to you as a father, husband, a nonprofit executive, a son. I had to walk through this experience like most of you, putting on those different hats. My daughter made the decision to come to Cleveland State and stay on campus as a freshman. My other daughters, who are in high school, decided to, even though schools are somewhat open back up, decided to stay virtual at home. My office is currently in a virtual environment. We sporadically go into the office for certain meetings. And so as a community person, it is our intent to model the behavior that we know is best for the entire society and the region and the country for that fact. So having some hesitancy myself, I basically got the vaccines first for the safety of my daughters, my wife, my parents. I wanted to make sure that I checked out the situation fully, which I had no side effects. I got the Pfizer vaccine thanks to First Sergeant Michael Johnson here at the Wolstein Center. You all are running a successful operation. It's flawless. I just really encourage the community to think beyond just your own family, because you may or may not have experienced death or certain other extremes. But think about your neighbor. Think about the interaction that you're having with people in general society. You may be healthy, you may have no pre-existing conditions. I personally did. But I took it upon myself to lose weight. I lost 45, 50 pounds. But I also partnered with other agencies to get the message out for those people who may not have that ability to do that themselves. Maybe they didn't have the knowledge about what shot was best or how to go about on the computer to obtain an appointment. So the United Black Fund worked with our local foundations. We got our community partners on the street passing out PPE and all sorts of work, getting kids connected in learning pods in school so that they could have smaller learning environments. It was a work. We're still in it. I would encourage those people who are hesitant to really have the conversations, those tough conversations about why or why not. We have a history in this country. We do acknowledge that history in this country to certain groups of people. We also have a future in this country. And people like Senator Sherrod Brown and my panelists are working hard to make sure that all people in this community are treated equitably and fairly, and I'm for that. So with that said, I want to thank everyone for your efforts and your work, and that's my time.
Thank you.